Hello, and welcome to Emotional Sport Water Bottle with Hannah and Ailish.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Ailish.
This is our Podsgiving.
And you can see we are on location in the car.
So it didn't exactly work out very well at the restaurant we were at.
No, it didn't. We
So
had a
now we're out in
lovely
the car.
meal,
Yeah.
but we couldn't bring you guys along.
There was too many people.
We couldn't set up the camera.
And it was too awkward.
It would have been uncomfortable.
I know. We probably could have done it, but it was just...
It just didn't feel right.
Right. If we would have been like in a booth or something.
Yeah, we were just on an open table. And more people kept coming in, even though we thought they were leaving.
All those times when we were recording and we didn't know if the camera was recording or not, we could have literally flipped the phone around the whole time. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
And I didn't even realize that until you just
said that.
And we accidentally put it
we're like, oh good, we'll be able to see ourselves as if we never could have before.
Set up a mirror to
it was oh no, that's
okay.
anyway.
Well, next time, it took us in the car to figure that out.
How long has it been that we've been doing this?
Since March.
It took us this long.
Oh, that's okay.
So notice
we're
that.
new. It's fine.
And you know what's sad though too is if I hadn't said something just now, we still would have noticed that we had it flipped this way.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't have, because I didn't even know what you were laughing about. Oh my god.
Oh.
And that one time when it wasn't recording and we didn't know.
Could have literally known the whole time. We couldn't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't bring you along with us.
I know. We were trying to have like a whole
cute little
thing. Podsgiving.
Yeah. But I guess we should have chosen a crappy restaurant where nobody was.
No, it could have been fine. She went to like Chick-fil-A or something.
And sat inside, which nobody ever does. Yeah, that would have been, we would have had it all to ourselves. But anyway, we're here now.
And
so
it's about to be Thanksgiving.
Yeah, by the time you listen to this on Friday, Thanksgiving will be over. So hopefully you all have
when you guys are out shopping.
Yeah, when you're on your way, because this will be out at 4 a.m. So when you're on your way to whatever store you're looking for those deals, you can put us on, and hopefully we get you in the mood for a long day of Black Friday shopping.
When's the last time you've been Black Friday shopping?
I've never officially been Black Friday shopping. I never have gotten up really early to go. I've only ever gone later, midday. Yeah.
I know, the same with me, and I don't even think I've gone since like right after high school with my stepsister. And again, we went later in the day.
Yeah.
And everything is just so thrown around.
I know, but it's so different now because I was at Target last week. I think it was last Saturday. And they already had Black Friday stuff out. And we're promoting the deal that was happening then.
Right.
So what is the point of going on Black Friday anymore?
Right. You literally don't need to. Yeah. It's probably better for the workers if it's not like that.
Because it used to be crazy. Remember, some people would get trampled because
they'd literally die.
Yeah. I mean,
trying to get those deals.
Or they'd attack each other for TVs.
And steal. Out of carts and everything.
I know.
It's
that was wild.
I know.
People would have tents set up outside.
They'd go after Thanksgiving dinner and just wait.
I know. And
what do you need that bad?
I know. You need a new mattress or TV or air fryer. Come on. They remember when it used to be stores open at 6 a.m. And then it would be Next year, stores open at 4. And then
Mhm.
next year, stores open at 3. It's like, just keep them open
I know,
24/7
never close
then.
them.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Are you still planning on going to Bronner's?
Yeah, we're still planning on to as of now. So.
My coworker went last weekend
Oh
and
yeah,
he said it was wild.
packed. I know.
Hmm.
I'm sure this day is gonna be
But I'm
so
sure
intense.
every weekend
I
leading up
know,
to Christmas it doesn't matter when you go.
right? So,
I know. I don't think
is it the season?
I know we'll have to like talk more about that because I would like to go, but we'll have to discuss logistics
I know.
of times,
I know, and
travel
I know, and I
plans.
still don't have. I haven't. I'm one of those people that I don't want to know when I'm going to the night before because then I get to like stress myself out.
Yeah,
Or I also think it's like an act of rebellion because my mom always has to know like
plan everything.
weeks in advance, and I just can't live like that.
But like it's not always
I know,
necessary.
especially it's like, okay, we're getting in the car. And it's like I don't even know what time the store's open, so there's
Yeah,
no reason to like get there crazy early.
right.
Anywho.
Yeah, I mean, we'll discuss.
Yeah.
We're recording this on Tuesday, so we had some buffer time before
Yes.
Thanksgiving. So we've got a solid three
Time.
days until
Worry about that
yeah, worry about it
Wednesday
later.
or Thursday.
Okay, did you see just a couple like timely topics? Did you see the thing in the news about Brad and Angelina's adopted
I
son
did. I
Pax?
just read it just on the Daily Mail, so I didn't get like an extensive thing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the car next to us
Oh,
left. I didn't even draw attention to
good.
it.
Anyway, so all I read was like, so this was on his private Instagram account that
Yeah,
he made a negative Father's Day post.
quite a negative. Yeah, and I think it was from like 2020
Yeah,
they were
that's what I thought
saying.
too.
I guess I mean, I think it's kind of crappy that somebody screenshot
I know,
that
I
and put
thought
it out
that too,
there.
especially because we don't know what their relationship is like now.
Yeah.
And I don't
I
know.
was also just very confused about the whole situation, like when that alleged altercation went
Mhm.
on the airplane. And I say alleged because after refreshing myself on the story, Brad Pitt was cleared of everything.
Mhm.
So I'm like, we don't really know what happened. I
Right.
don't think we need to know because it's involving like kids and stuff.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I don't know, like, was it so horrific or was it just that, like, that is his core memory
Right.
that he is still so hurt by?
Right.
I don't know.
I know. And there's like this thing that I've noticed in my own family where it's like the older son and dad thing. It's like
Yeah.
that alpha
It's like
male
that
war.
tension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. So I don't know. Maybe those two just don't get along
Right.
the whole time. But they've been so quiet about
I
the
know.
divorce. They've been so, I mean, I guess we've heard some stuff here and there, but
Yeah.
I mean, none of the other kids have said a single thing. And I
I
know they're
know.
little, but littler,
Well, and it's just,
but.
it's almost like a Tom Cruise situation. Like,
Mhm.
he doesn't see
Right.
Surrey. Does Brad see his kids?
I
I
know.
don't
Any of
know.
them? I
Yeah,
mean, even the like
even the like bio
biolog.
kids. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea.
I have no idea either. They're so quiet about it.
And I do, again, from refreshing, I think this was in that Daily Mail article. They said that after that altercation happened on the plane, Brad like went to rehab or
Mhm.
went to, well, he stopped
Alcoholic
drinking, went to
thing.
AA or whatever treatment. And I don't know if he still is sober. Like, and
Right.
he kind of is quiet about his personal life too. So,
Mhm.
like, I don't really know, but if it was an alcohol issue and that really was kind of around the time where it was like their marriage was deteriorating,
Right.
was it just horrible circumstances for Brad and he wasn't in a good place and did
Right.
get carried away. Like, I don't know. Is he different now?
Right. Was he like that, kind of from the beginning? But you
Yeah,
wouldn't think that she would have stayed. It was just so weird because it was like they didn't get married for so long. Then they got
right.
married and then like got immediately
Yeah, I
divorced.
know. It's just sad. I mean, like
It
we
is
said with
sad.
Tom Cruise before, it's just sad when it's the kids are involved.
I know.
I think Angelina does a good job from what we see,
Right.
but it's just, I don't know. Like, does Brad care that he doesn't, from our
Maybe.
view,
I
see the
know.
kids? Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. And just the fact that now that that post is out there, it's like
I
if
know.
Brad didn't see it before, he
Seeing
surely
it
saw it
now.
now. I mean, that's his post was pretty scathing.
I
He's like,
know. It was like,
you have nothing to do with the kids. We
I
were
know.
tremoring in
And then
fear.
like posted the picture of him winning an Oscar. It was like,
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah, he really didn't hold back.
It'd be so weird to see like your parent be like famous and still like in movies. Like you could
I
just
know.
literally be like scrolling the TV and there's your dad that you maybe don't see's
I know.
movie
Well,
playing.
and it's crazy too because my perspective of Brad Pitt is that he's good at his work, he's good
Mhm.
at his craft. He seems like a fun guy.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously we know the Jennifer Aniston thing that put a blemish on his character, but like he never seemed like a horrible person. But then when you hear stuff like this opinion from his child, it
Right.
makes you think differently.
I know. It's like what was going on in the
Yeah,
house? Was he really, really strict? And that was like
right.
really that clearly him and Angelina must have had very different parenting
But
styles.
again, it's like they were together for so long with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, what
So it's
was,
like, did he go through like a thing where he did
yeah,
start drinking and having all these like mental health problems? And that's when things got a little,
out of hand?
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Or did she stay longer because there were so many kids
I
involved?
know. I don't think we'll ever know the
No,
whole
I know
situation.
she's almost. They're at that caliber of celebrity where you don't need to
Yeah,
do any interviews. You
literally.
don't need to give us anything to be relevant. You just are
I
relevant.
know. And then did you see what was it? Is that the oldest daughter that just got into that like prestigious black sorority, I
Oh no,
think?
I don't know if I saw that.
I
I think
I
she's
want to
the
say is
oldest
it
though. Zahara.
Zahara? Yeah, yeah. And I just saw how they did like an intro and like they I mean, I don't know if they do this in every sorority or not, so I don't know why I'm acting like I know that whole thing, but she like stands out in front of everybody and then does like a thing that's kind of like Bring It On style, like
Oh
my
yeah.
name is Ailish.
Mhm.
I like to party, but it's more like
My name is
appropriate.
Ailish, like
Yeah.
Delish.
That's what I whisper in ears. I don't say that to everybody. But she was doing that type of thing
Okay.
as like part of their induction. And so she's obviously in college now, which I do
She's-
remember her going to Spelman.
I don't
I think it
remember.
was Spelman. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, and I don't know really much more about her.
No,
Don't know anything about the twins.
they're almost like I think the one was in the Maleficent movies or something and
Yeah, but
played
that
like
was
a
when they were
younger.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last time I seen that one.
What a crazy family. I mean, they were like we couldn't keep them off the tabloids. I
I
mean, they were the biggest
know.
thing, and now it's almost like you forget
I
sometimes
know.
because they're so private.
I know. And even then it's not like they were purposely trying to be out there, but
No.
like tabloids were a thing and it was such a big story, obviously, with the Jennifer Aniston thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. What could have been with Brad and
You know.
Jen? And I remember a few years ago, I don't know, why were they on the same Zoom call? It must have been during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like everybody saw them reconnect. And it was obviously in a group setting
Right.
via Zoom, but people are like, Well, she's single. Could they possibly? I mean, Ben and Jen just did it,
I
so.
know. Well, I can remember like when they like broke up or
Mhm.
whatever, and he was talking about something too, where he was like, that point in my life, I just felt like, which pretty much seems like why he cheated on her. It was like, I just felt like we weren't doing anything ever, and we were just like laying around. He didn't say smoking marijuana, but
But
we
it
know
was
that's what it was.
implied.
We know that's what was going on. And he's like, I was just so unfulfilled and like we didn't do anything and I
I
just
could
needed
see
excitement. I
that.
know, especially with like Jen Aniston,
And she, again, we don't know these
right?
people, but she seems just so like, oh no, let's not go out tonight.
Right.
You know?
Just hang back by the
Yeah.
how does her voice let's just hang back by the beach.
Don't make fun of our impersonation.
We're not that good.
We know they're not that good. Yeah.
Remember when there was like that rumor there for a second that Angelina was dating The Weeknd?
Yeah, because
Whatever
aren't they
happened to that?
seen out at dinner?
Like a couple times. I thought there was gonna be like a cool
I know, I
collaboration,
did
and
too.
then like maybe they were just
Because he
like going
even
to
said
dinner.
in the one song, he's like, what do you say? Like,
Oh
my new girl,
yeah,
she's a movie star.
yeah,
Yeah. And everybody was like, it's
that's her. I
confirmed.
know. And then it's like
We never
nothing.
heard anything about it again.
Then the Idol came out,
Yeah.
and everyone was like,
Moved on.
"No, yeah,
Angelina would never be a part of this.
like we're just gonna delete that from our brain." Oh my gosh.
What was the other thing? Oh, I started reading Heather Gay's book, well, listening to it because you know
I
what?
already listened to it.
Didn't know this. I think it might have been recent, but with Spotify Premium, you can listen to audiobooks for free. Which not that I've
Yeah,
been paying from them through the library,
no.
but I don't even
You
have
have
to
to wait.
wait.
Right. I know I've seen that they've got the audiobooks on there, but
So I don't think we need to do that as like a book club. I mean, I guess we could, but I am really enjoying this
I
book.
know I liked it too. The only problem was I don't even remember why I wanted to listen to it. I think just
Yeah.
the bad Mormon thing like
Yeah, it was
intrigued me.
intriguing.
But I didn't know any backstory or
Yeah,
anything, so it kind of made me I still enjoyed the book, but it just made me feel kind of like
you
lost,
were
I guess.
missing stuff.
Yeah, I was like if I would have watched the show, I think I
Would
would
have
have
known.
enjoyed it a little
Yeah,
bit more.
we've talked about it on the pod before, but in case you didn't hear that, Heather Gay is from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She was heavily into the Mormon religion, and then did she fully get kicked out of the
I
church
thought she
or did she
did.
leave?
Maybe
Okay.
I missed.
I don't
No,
I'm not
or
through the book yet,
actually I
so
think she
she
left.
left. Okay.
If I remember
But I
correctly. It's
mean,
been a while.
whether you're kicked out or you choose to leave, like there's no coming back. Like
I
you're
know.
done. So it's pretty final. But she wrote this book, Bad Mormon, and then I just hopped on to Salt Lake City this season for the first
Mhm.
time, and I'm loving it. So I'm getting like bits and pieces,
Mhm.
but it's like I don't even know how many seasons there's been of Salt
I
Lake.
know.
So I'm still missing a lot of the story,
Right.
and listening to her book is like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
So I'm like kind of pulling it together. But in a recent episode of Salt Lake, it said that she is talking about writing a second book.
Yeah, I had heard that from somebody. That'd be I don't know, like I enjoyed her book.
Yeah, it's just I love the Mormon
I
religion. I'm
know.
so
Did you
intrigued by it.
ever was it the Beast
Keep sweet
Sweet? Did you
and
watch that? I
mhm.
didn't watch it yet, but I have it on my thing that I want to.
Well,
Was it any good?
yeah, it was really good. I mean, it was horrifying, but it was really good. And when that one, it got into, just had some emergency vehicles go by. If you could hear or see the lights flashing on it. That one was like it got dark because everything that Heather Gay is describing with like, going with the veil ceremony and all
Oh
these other
yeah,
things,
yeah, I forgot about all that. Oh my
it's like
gosh.
I was waiting for it to turn
Mhm.
sexual with her book because it did in I can't remember it's Keep Sweet and I can't think of that last part of it.
I know. Keep quiet.
I know. I don't
know
know if
something like
that's
that.
true. Yeah, I can't remember it. I
So
should
I
have
gotta
looked
look
it
it
up,
up
but
because I can now.
I was waiting for that because that's the way it was in that show, but
Yeah,
that
but
was like
she.
very corrupt because it was
Yes,
very much, oh my God, this must be a horrible situation.
I
There's a
guess
lot of
so.
emergency vehicles. But there's like the altar, like that stuff is all real. It was just that in the or in that series, that portion of the Mormon church in that area was just very like I said, corrupt, and they were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing to their young girls.
Yes. Sorry, I was
But
trying to
you
look
should
for it
watch it.
up.
It was very good.
Wasn't it on Hulu or is it not on Hulu?
Or Netflix.
I thought it was on Hulu because I could see it.
I can't remember.
Whatever. I'll like Google it instead.
Yeah, just put in Keep Sweet. I'm sure it'll pop up. Um, and the what was the other one that had Andrew Garfield in it?
Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. Is
Okay,
that
we were
something?
kind of off on that one.
No.
And the
Oh, I guess it
one
was on
that was
Netflix.
on Hulu with Andrew
Oh, it's
Garfield,
on Prime.
like what was it? Under the Eyes of Heaven. That's wrong. Something that was about the Mormon church too.
You said Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, that was on Hulu.
Oh.
That one was based on true things, but it was a bit dramatized. That was very good. Under the
Silver Lake?
no,
Oh.
under the something. I want to say Their Eyes Are Watching God, but that's not. That's a book that was now, I think, a movie or series. Under the maybe it was it not Andrew Garfield? I thought it was. It's a show. It's a series.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
series?
Were you looking at movies?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't realize they did
Sorry.
that.
I gave you no context. I said
More Under the Banner of Heaven.
Banner of Heaven. Yeah, that was a
That's a
good
show
one.
or is it like a mini
It's a
series?
mini series. Yeah. Very
Oh.
good. Very good.
I know that just like cult
I
religions are
know.
so fascinating to me.
And I guess like just to touch on her book a little bit, any religion can really like indoctrinate people to
Yes.
a extreme
I
level.
know, to the point where you don't even realize it.
Yeah, but I think and like we've been open about the fact that like we were both raised Catholic and
Right.
there's definitely some things about like our part of organized religion that from an outsider you'd be like,
What are you doing?
what, this is crazy. But like listening to her talk about stuff with the Mormon church, and I know some Catholics are this way too, there's extremists and
Mhm.
everything, but it's like it was literally like a
I
lifestyle.
know.
Like everything, if something would happen to her that was negative, she's like, this was God punishing me. Like it's
Mhm.
because I did XYZ and God is punishing and I don't deserve this. Or
Mhm.
like if something good happened, it was like, oh, praise, like this is because
Right.
I was following these
Right.
orders and I was listening to, the church or whatever. Like it really, everything
Mhm.
was so entwined and like her entire life was
Yeah.
the Mormon religion. And it was like, what was it? When they're born in canon, is that what did it BIC? Is that what
Don't
it was?
remember.
When like your parents were both in the church and then you were born
Oh
within the
yeah.
church. And it was like if you were one of those kids, then you were like extra special.
Mhm.
It was just I would recommend it to anybody so far. I mean, I don't know how
No,
far I am through, but
I can't remember everything, but I remember it being like good. I was like, "Oh, I kind of like this." I have no like backstory other
yeah.
than I know she was on Housewives.
And I love how I can see why people who are still that committed to the Mormon
Mhm.
religion would be mad about her book
Right.
because I mean, is not from my perspective, she's not leaving stuff out.
No, and I feel like she did it in a really good like she wasn't like trying to be malicious when she
Yeah.
was writing it. She's just like giving you
She's
her
literally telling her
experience.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not trying she doesn't have an agenda, doesn't seem like. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's like I really enjoyed the way she was telling her story.
Yeah, it's good. I like listening to her.
Especially took me so off guard too when I was listening to that book, because it wasn't the typical housewife or
Yes.
Bravo celebrity that wrote a book where it's like
Mhm.
this nonsensical self-help, blah blah blah. It was like an actual story.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm assuming she's in her 40s.
Yeah.
So usually when we've said about other like celebrities, I would consider her more on the younger side. You'd be like, "Oh my God, what does she have to write
Right.
about?" But she actually does have a lot to write
Right.
about that warrants a book, and I'm sure there's other things that she didn't put in that could warrant a
Right.
second book. But yeah, it's been really like eye-opening. Like it's
Mhm.
almost like it just really informative, like a lot of things I didn't know
I know.
about the church. It's just really interesting.
And it's funny too, or not funny, I guess, but like all the rules that they acquire over their lifetime. But
Yeah.
when they're explaining it to you, you're like, how do you remember all this?
Right.
Like, how do you live like this? But
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
I know. I've said this about Salt Lake before, but I just love how like it's Mormon coded, like
Mhm.
so deep into it. I mean, even like, the transition music from like
Mhm.
one scene to another is like angelic singing.
Mhm.
And it's so
They've never
intertwined.
What's cool about that is they've never really done that on a housewife.
No.
Like it's always like, we're not gonna do politics, we're not
Yeah.
gonna do this, you know, it's like it's always very much like
Neutral kind of.
yeah, but
Yeah.
this one it is interesting that, I mean, I've never watched it, but from what I've heard,
Yeah.
it's just like they are doing it from like it's like another character in the show
Yeah, it
almost.
is. And even like the one, I guess I don't know if she's been on the whole time, but she's like a main, like Lisa Barlow.
Mhm.
Her son is going on a mission, and
Mhm.
he decided he wants to do that, which Heather went on a mission too.
Mhm.
And I didn't know this. I don't know, maybe it's different now. It probably isn't, but it's 18 months that you're committing to him. That's a
Right.
huge commitment, and
Mhm.
then you just get randomly selected to go somewhere.
Right.
And then she's like, on the show, Lisa's like, well, I don't really want to talk about it like all that much. I don't want to talk about it with Heather because she might have different opinions. And then
Right.
Heather's like, I don't know why you don't want to share this with me. Like, I actually did a mission, like, you didn't do one.
Right.
And then there's that weirdness of like, Lisa is experiencing Mormonism in a way that's way more casual and relaxed than how
Mhm.
Heather experienced it.
Mhm.
And I think that's interesting too, because I don't, from what I know about Mormonism, like it isn't relaxed.
I
So you're
know.
like, what church are you going to,
Right.
or
Or
temple,
why
or
is
what
your
they call.
experience so much
Yeah.
different? And that's the thing too. It's like we hear about all these like bad groups and stuff, but then you hear other people come out and be like, eh.
Yeah.
And it does make you like, well, what's going on?
I know.
But
Yeah, it's just yeah, I've really been liking this season and her book. So
yeah.
would that'll probably be my recommendation, even though you've already read it, but so I'm not recommending it to you. I don't know, do you have any other hot topics
I feel
as we
like I
move
just saw
into.
something. I can't remember. Well, there's just one thing. We were kind of talking about Madison Beer's book earlier, but I just
Mhm.
finished it today. But something I thought that was interesting that she talked about was that she, after like all this bad stuff is going on in
Yeah.
the industry and the way it is, um, I thought it was interesting that she had wrote that she had a conversation with her mom about like how hard it was on her, and then her mom was like actually acknowledging like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have did this. And
Wow.
I feel like and then she's like, well, no, because it was my dream. And then you just have to be like, was it though? It's
Yeah.
like, but I've never in any of the celebrity memoir book or celebrity memoirs that I've listened to or read, has there ever been a conversation with parents brought up like
Or
that?
one where a parent has
Said
said,
like, we really
we
messed
should
this
have,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
we should have done it different.
I know.
I
I
mean,
just thought
yeah,
it was
I give
interesting.
kudos to her mom for acknowledging
I know.
that.
She's like, I know. I was like, it just kind of like floored me almost. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this a parent saying?
I mean, unless you're just like a fame hungry, greedy
Right.
parent, I feel like in this day and age, like you have to recognize
I
it.
know.
Like I can almost give more of a pass to the parents in like the 90s, early
Right.
2000s because things were just still so like kept quiet
Right.
and you felt like there was so much power in the industry
I
and you
know.
couldn't say anything even if you wanted
I
to.
know. Well, even like nobody publicly came out and really said anything until
No.
like Me Too, and that
Right.
was what in like 2016.
Yeah.
So it's like this is now, yeah, it's like now there's definitely not an excuse, but I definitely do feel like some of the parents, it's like even though they were stage parents, I guess you could say, I do feel like they thought they were not all of them, but I think some of them did think they were doing the right
I think they
thing
did
to help their
too.
kid, but
Well, even most of them probably don't even want to admit if they were wrong.
right.
You
I
know, or
know.
they could have done
Like,
something
well, you're
different.
rich now, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's like, well, the age old, like, well, you turned out all right.
Right?
It's fine.
You just had to go to rehab a couple of
Yeah.
times.
Therapy intensively for the last 5 years. It's fine. Can't hold a relationship or a job anymore.
Literally. Another thing that I thought was interesting too is when she first started out, they like try to basically make her be like an industry plant and just like give her all this music to do and blah blah blah, and she's like, I didn't want to do that. And I was just kind of thinking, she's like, I wanted to be authentic, blah blah. But I was thinking about like all the stages of like, I guess like pop stars,
Mhm.
and we had like the Britney Christina thing, and they were kind of like all this trend of
Yeah.
that bubblegum pop, and then all of a sudden they were like
Yeah,
scandalous.
they were baddies.
And then you kind of have like the Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, even like the Keshas, where it's like they were like personas.
Yeah.
And then not to like talk about Taylor Swift, but then it was like Taylor Swift comes in and she's writing her own music,
Mhm.
being so authentic that it's like it really kind of took away from some of like
Yeah.
these new people coming in. So then if you have like a Madison Beer who like can't quite, I don't know what it is with her, but she can't quite get it. Like, I
No.
don't know. It's like she's talented, she's beautiful, but she just cannot.
She can't break through.
No, and it's like she almost doesn't fit in with what's going on right
But
now.
I guess it's just like what really makes her that different.
Right. And then if like you started her out, bad basically by
Yeah.
trying to have her be this like, cuz she's like they try to throw me in with like the Disney and Nickelodeon people, but she wasn't
Right.
a Disney Nickelodeon person. She's just kind of like float. Like it kind of reminded me of like the Jessica Simpson, where it was like
Mhm.
they tried to make her Britney and Christina, and it just
It
was not
wasn't
working. It
working.
didn't work for her
Or
voice. It
even
wasn't
like a
her.
Mandy Moore
Yeah.
situation where I think Mandy had kind of an elitist feel of herself. But yeah, like
Like she had it
she had a,
all.
yeah, but she did not have the longevity.
No, and she could not get that success. And you
No.
just like wonder what happens
I
there.
know.
Like,
And then, like, I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast before, but there are all those rumors out there that Dua Lipa was an
mhm.
industry plant. And it's like at this point, at this day and age, it almost feels like you have to have the backing of so many people
Right.
because it is such a saturated market now.
Yes.
There's so many people on TikTok. There's so many
Mhm.
people that can put stuff up on Spotify. I mean, for God's sake, like we have our podcast on Spotify. Nobody knows
No
who we are.
credentials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like anybody can put stuff out there now, and there's so many people that are just begging to get noticed
Yeah.
that like you really have to have either people behind you or you have to really be unique. And
Mhm.
I just feel like Madison Beer isn't. And that isn't even anything like negative about her. It's
Right.
just like she she just doesn't have like the
Well, and then
I
she
don't
said
know.
she and then she said, like, I didn't want to be an actress, like, at that time, and she hasn't done that. But it's like, if you're not the, like, triple threat
Yeah,
again,
then
unless you
what?
are Taylor Swift,
Right.
it's like you have to do it all. Even Dua
But
Lipa was in the Barbie
to
movie.
counter that, though, remember, like, Taylor Swift,
Oh, yeah,
in the
she did
beginning,
too.
I mean, not the very beginning, but when she
She
was
was
gaining a
in,
lot of momentum
yeah,
in her career, she did do some
yeah, she
acting.
did. I
What was
remember
that? Yeah,
Valentine's Day
Valentine's
with
Day
Taylor
with
Lautner.
Taylor Lautner.
That she was actually funny in that movie.
Yeah,
She
but
did
she
something
would do
Cats.
I think everybody wants to pretend that didn't happen. I think Taylor even wants to pretend it didn't happen. What an
Oh my
epic
goodness.
disaster.
It's all in the animation. Anyway.
But, yeah, we digress. But
So yeah, I guess
she
she did.
really
It's like,
was, yeah.
I know, and it's like, if you're not gonna do that, if you're not gonna put yourself out there
Mhm.
in the way they want you to, or like the way you have to be, then
Yeah.
you're just not
You're not
gonna.
gonna make it.
Mm-mm.
I know. What is she doing now?
I don't know, because the book, she talked about something that happened in 2000 or 2021. Back when she was born.
2001.
Back when she was born.
How old is she? My God.
So I don't know if the book came out in 2022 or what.
I mean, I'm sure she's
But
getting, like,
anyway,
brand stuff.
yeah, and she's like, then she was talking about something where she's like, I was just so busy. I had meetings all the time, and I was just kind of like, for
For
what?
what?
Yeah, like,
Don't you feel like that with a lot of these? Like, I just see people on TikTok who maybe have a verified check, but I have absolutely no idea
yeah.
who they are. And they're like, oh, my day was just so busy. I had to hop on a call and then I had a meeting with
I know,
my
you're like,
manager. I'm
what
like,
does
but
that
for
mean? So you've
what?
called your manager? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't feel like that's like a meeting.
What are you guys talking
I
about?
know. I wonder that too. I'm like, what are these meetings you
Right.
people are going to? And like, what is a meeting at
Yeah,
this
like,
point? Like,
or
but
they'll do like the get ready with me for a
mhm,
meeting with my team. Okay, a
mhm.
team of who? Your mom and your best friend.
Like,
Like
literally, like, I don't know what that means. Like, I literally don't know what that
I know
means.
me either.
Fluently Forward, or Shanna from Fluently Forward, will like mention Madison Beer. She's like, if I could just take over her career, and she's like, she either needs to do like, just be ugly and stop worrying about everybody like just being so perfect and
Mhm.
pretty all the time, or she needs to fully like lean into it, like
Yeah.
lean into the hot. But she had a new episode that was kind of funny, and they were like, what should, like, certain celebrities that are kind of like hated or like canceled almost,
Mhm.
and she's like, what they can do to like fix
Yeah.
themselves. And one of the things they were talking about Demi Lovato, and they're like, she needs to do like a different type of music, like, I can't remember what they said, but I was like, what Demi Lovato needs to do is never talk again.
Yeah.
But she should do like an Adele type thing. Like, just get these big, beautiful
Yes, because
ballads.
she has such a great
Yes, she's
voice.
so talented, and she's another one that well, she self-sabotaged
Yeah,
herself, but it was
100%.
like, she just needs to never talk again and do these like Vegas shows even,
Yeah.
or like tour around. She needs to come out with just ballads that people want to listen to when they're sad or something.
Sad.
And I really
Yeah.
think that could really take Demi
Yeah.
Lovato.
And like even if we do a Vegas residency, don't talk in between
Yeah,
like
like, literally.
Adele. Literally just introduce the song. Say,
Yes.
how you guys doing out there tonight?
I know.
All right, this
And
one's
like,
for all those that were just broken up with. Yeah, like
here we go.
yeah.
Like, she needs to do that. Be
Yes.
glamorous, be
Full
everything.
glam.
I just want to look at you and listen to you
And watch her
sing.
literally just stand in front of a microphone and
Yes.
sing her little heart out.
Yes.
I know she had other stuff going on in the early days of her career,
Yes.
but I mean, it really was like one thing after another
I
after another.
know.
And then the last nail in the coffin was that
There were a lot of
ice
nails in
cream
that.
store
The sugar
situation.
free. How dare they?
Yeah, and then they're like, it's not
They're-
about diabetes.
People have diabetes. People have sugar
I
restricted
mean,
diets.
that was so I think that really was
out of touch. And the way
Yes.
she can't, like, she really thought she did something.
Yes,
And
she
she's like,
did.
and then when I saw that, I just like didn't want to eat it anymore, and I left. And it was like,
Okay.
yikes, there are people dying.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
literally from blood sugar
Sugar, literally.
problems.
That one
Yeah,
was a bad one.
she really, and I'm sorry, but
That's
every
what she
time I
needs to
see her
do.
now, which I barely see her, but I
I know
cannot get
she
that
can.
out of my head.
I know
I
that
can't get the
really
rehab
rubbed
stuff. I
me.
can't get the attack on the airplane. I
I
cannot
know.
not
It's
think about
so,
those
I know.
things.
So that's what Demi Lovato, if anyone cares.
If Demi's listening, we know Demi listens. We know that she does. There's some
This
free
is what you
career
need to
advice.
do. Write some beautiful music with that big, beautiful voice, and
Get
then
glam. I want to see sparkly dresses.
yes,
Maybe
plunging
even a
necklines.
power suit.
Yes, hair long and
Mm-hmm.
tasseled, and
Coiffed.
tons of makeup.
Yes,
The
tons.
bronzer, the better.
Yep. We need that stage look. Some dark eyeshadow with a
Yes,
little highlight in there.
yes,
Maybe a statement lip.
yeah. We could do
Neutral or
some.
statement.
Yeah, yeah. We could
Maybe
do
mix it up
red.
depending on the song and the outfit.
That's what she needs to do.
Yeah, I agree with Madison Beer though, actually. I think she does need to fully, it's almost like an Emily Ratajkowski thing. She
Yes,
needs to go her route and
yes.
fully lean into the
So
fact
I'm
that I'm
hot.
hot.
I
This is
know.
my brand.
Mhm.
Or go the complete opposite and just be like, yeah, I'm riding
I
on
know,
my
like,
talent.
or like shave your head,
Yes,
something.
do something, shave your eyebrows off, dye
Yes,
them, like, yeah, something
something.
wild.
I know.
Because she is so beautiful, but like we've talked about before, like I think that she just looks like any other Instagram
I know.
model.
Now it's
Yeah,
like back before when nobody and not as many people had her
yeah.
look, but now everybody looks like Madison Beer.
So,
So how's
sh
Madison Beer different
right.
other than like the name? You know, it's like
Mhm.
she really should just like lean into the hot thing. And
Mhm.
Shannon also said she should do like a Bond girl thing, like try so
Oh
hard to
yeah.
be like get that or that soundtrack for you.
Yes.
Do that, do a whole Bond-esque music video for it.
Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, don't think I've ever heard one Madison Beer song.
She
Does
has
she have a good
she
voice?
does have a good
Okay.
voice. She has one song that I liked a couple of years ago. It's called Selfish. Like, wait, what's that called?
Was that her?
She does have a good
Okay,
voice.
so
Like, I
she
do think she has the talent. It's just like I don't know. It's just not
Mhm.
happening. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was only it was less than I had to speed up a little bit, so I think it was only like 3 hours. So it was like a fine read. Like I didn't lose out on anything.
But if she's gonna lean into the hot thing, she needs to also get somebody who's a status level above her on her
I
arm.
know.
Whether that is man or woman, doesn't matter. Connect with them, lean into
I
it.
know, like we're in the relationship. I was like,
Mhm.
kind of like a Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox
Yes.
thing. Ooh, who should we pair her with?
Like you almost could if we want to go fully into it, she can just go full on into Pete Davidson. I think that door's
I
always
know,
open.
it always is.
So that would be an opportunity. That would be a good soft launch
Yeah.
to get her back out there.
They can make out on the
Yep,
carpet.
go to a very public event, like a sporting event. It's
Right.
basketball season.
Right.
Sit courtside with them.
Yep.
I don't think she needs to be with an actual athlete.
I know I'm trying to like it would have been even though Timothy is with
Kylie, and
Kylie,
we
that
love
could have
that.
been kind of like a thing.
Yeah.
Who I feel like who are the young who
Who are the
else
hot
could we do?
young guys out there
Actors.
these days?
I know, like who's acting?
You know who's been getting a lot of traction? And I mean, this could be controversial because I just saw something about him, and I think he also just got in a relationship. But that Matt Rife, that
Oh
comedian,
yeah.
he's like the hot thing.
Yeah.
I could see that. And even a little controversy wouldn't be bad for her.
I know, just be with like this. Yeah, because I feel, and she doesn't even. I think she dated that Zach Bia, which I don't know much about him.
No, we need somebody way more than that. We don't need a
It's like,
TikTok
who's
star
she
for you.
been with that's been like notable? Nobody. So she really, who
Mhm.
else could she be with? I know, I'm like trying to. We could even do older. What
I
about a
know.
Bradley Cooper?
I was even thinking, like, let's go for the original bad boy, a Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah, we could do that. Or even a Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah, a little
situation.
fling, be a yacht girl for a little
Yeah,
bit.
like just have like a whole summer where you guys are like together everywhere. I think that could do a lot for us.
I'll have to think about that. If you guys have any suggestions of what you think, who should Madison be her date? Who should be her hot?
Messenger.
We'll tag her in it. Yeah.
Let's start over here.
Let's talk, Madison. Anyway, do you want to take a quick little break?
Sure.
Okay. The temperatures are starting to cool down, and you know what that means. It is cookie making season. So instead of making your own cookie dough or going and buying that prepackaged stuff at the store that we know isn't super healthy, why not try something that is actually made with good for you ingredients? That is where dough comes in. These cookie doughs are ready to make right out of the tub, and you can also eat the cookie dough raw because it is vegan and gluten-free. The best part is that it's enhanced with different vitamins and supplements that can support your immunity or help stabilize your mood. We have tried a few of these different flavors, and we're always eager to try new ones. They are so delicious. We've tried the donuts as well, which are so perfect to put in your lunchbox for work, and we're going to be trying some of the delicious spreads that they have soon. So if any of that sounds good to you, go to Eat Dough. That's dough spelled DEUX.com and use our promo code WATERBOTTLE for 10% off. That's eatdough.com and use promo code WATERBOTTLE. And
we're back.
Okay. Well, yep, we're still here. Like we said, we're recording this on Tuesday, so we're going to be a little behind with our shows this week. We have not watched our favorite Special Forces yet.
No, I'm like, well, does it even come out yet?
I think it comes out on Mondays.
Oh, see,
and I didn't watch it last night.
Oh, and then Hulu next day, because that's where I watch it.
Dancing with the Stars is tonight. I think it's Tuesday. Honestly, not 100%
but
sure.
This is, like we said, this is probably our last episode until probably the finale. I'll probably watch to see.
Yeah, because this is Taylor Swift night.
Yeah, but since Barry's gone.
Yeah, we don't care anymore. And then Golden Bachelor's Thursdays. Oh, did we talk about last week?
It's supposed to be.
I think the fantasy suite dates. Did we talk about that?
I don't think I watched that.
Oh,
maybe I'm behind.
Honestly, there wasn't that much to discuss.
Yeah, maybe I'm behind.
But I think that the final episode isn't out until next week.
Yeah, because Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, all that to say, the only thing we have to talk about is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't know. They're still in Vegas with this one. It's kind of like the end of the trip, basically. Mauricio and PK went to dinner, which we just saw like a clip about it. But I thought it was interesting how like the men were kind of talking about the hardships that they've had in their relationships recently, and I wish that we would have gotten more of that.
I know. I thought, well, whatever.
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that we didn't, but they filmed it. That's what it was like. And also, it got me thinking about Mauricio and Kyle versus PK and Dorit. And I want to know your opinion, but I feel like I can definitely see the love between PK and Dorit.
Yeah.
A lot more.
I know. Like, I feel like it seems like they're just genuinely having a hard time.
Yeah.
Where, like, Mauricio and Kyle are like
Kyle can say it all she wants, but she does not like Mauricio. I mean, I'm sorry. I know that she's come out and said, like, no, but that one episode. I mean, it
I know.
was
Well,
glaringly
and I
clear.
wonder, like, if this is something that's been building or what, because
Right.
she seems very checked out. And then
Yeah.
everybody else is like, she's clearly having a midlife crisis. And I'm like,
Which
maybe, but
I know.
I
I
don't
mean,
think you just wake up and hate your significant other.
to this level, I
Right.
mean, it was, yeah, she basically wanted him dead. Like, it was crazy how she was acting. I mean, I'm not saying that Mauricio is the perfect person either, but
The
it,
part that gets kind of frustrating about, like, I guess just these types of situations in general, it's like, I get the half honesties thing.
mm-hmm.
Like, be honest. Are you annoyed or are you upset about these cheating rumors? Do you kind of believe them? Do you not? It's like, just address it.
I know, because then she said in the confessional, she's like, "Do you think I'm the type of
Yeah,
woman
okay,
that
so
would
that was
just..."
this past week.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, when she said that, I'm like, that is the first time
you've
she's
ever.
ever addressed
And
that,
yeah,
ever.
because you haven't addressed it. That is what I thought.
Yeah, it is what I thought too. I'm like, okay, so you just turn a blind eye and you're
Yeah,
just annoyed that people are bringing it up. And now
right.
you're like finally saying, no, that's not me. But then I'm like, I don't know if I believe you,
Yeah, me either. And I
because why did it
guess,
take this long to say something?
and it is she like kind of saying something about it now because she also has something on the side, and
Right,
so she's almost trying to like overcompensate,
right.
or I don't know. I really don't know. That was skipping ahead slightly, but since we're already talking about Kyle and Mauricio's marriage, when Dorit and Kyle were on their lunch, which was random how they coupled all the ladies off to lunches. But I felt like Dorit was really like, yeah, marriage is hard. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to go through this stuff and it takes a lot of work. And it probably was the edit, but it was also just like Kyle was like, yeah, and I'm not putting it in anymore.
Right.
Which that's her choice, right? But I
Right.
think at this point, we kind of talked about timeline. She's already met and had been hanging out with Morgan
Right.
Wade
Working
for
out with.
quite a while. Yeah. So it just almost feels like she's completely checked out and doesn't really care
I
about working
know.
on it.
She's getting emotionally fulfilled from
Yeah,
someone else.
which was foreshadowed. Okay, we already said it was like random. I also think it's like ridiculous that they keep talking about Kyle not drinking.
I know, and as somebody who typically doesn't drink and gets comments like that, it's very frustrating.
Yeah,
It's like, what does it matter if I'm drinking or not? And that would really hurt my
me
feelings if
too.
somebody was like, "You're not fun."
Yeah, I
Well,
miss the old
I
Hannah.
know, and it's like, well, sorry, I'm going through some stuff right
Right.
now, and especially because they know she's going through stuff
Yeah,
right now, and it's like, why can't you be supportive of somebody who's changing their lifestyle? Also, it did make me wonder, like, what it means to be a housewife if you're not drinking.
I know.
I mean, it's like,
Because, we've said stuff on the pod before where we've commented about how much basically all the housewives drink.
right,
And honestly, like, it does make for good television. Like,
it
I think
does.
I'm more fun when I
I
have a
know.
couple drinks in
I know,
me,
and
you
you're
know?
more likely to like pick a fight with somebody.
Yeah.
Also, I've been rewatching just Vanderpump or whatever, and I didn't notice as much until like this rewatch
Hmm.
time how much they drink. It's
Yeah.
like, I feel like you literally cannot be on a reality show if you're not drinking,
I
if you want to
know.
make good TV.
Right. And I don't think this kind of weaves into like the reality reckoning
I
stuff and
know.
the
I'm
Vanity
like, wait
Fair
a
article.
minute. Do they have, so is there
I
something to that? Like,
but I
hold on.
don't think that like networks and producers
No,
actually are saying,
drink.
but I think what it probably stems from is, I mean, I'm thinking of myself if I was on a
Right.
reality show. I would be like, oh my God, I need that liquid courage.
Yeah.
I gotta just, I'm walking into this situation. I know that these ladies are gonna be mad at me, or
Right.
I want to be fun tonight. I
Right.
need to have a couple drinks. Like, I think that's probably where it stems from. And then when they do talk about like
Mhm.
ratings or following and all that stuff, it's like, wow, that big
Right.
blowout episode where we were all drunk at a party and
Right.
fought.
And they're like, look at the viewership when
Yeah.
you guys did this. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like if you
So
want to
I
go there.
don't I mean, I don't really believe that they're like shoving drinks down
No.
people's throats, but I don't think either that they would be mad. Like, I don't think that they're mad at Kyle because she's not drinking
Right.
anymore. But
But
it
you
is
do
like you would feel
right.
that pressure.
Right. And also you're hanging around because especially now where I mean, they might be a little bit friends, so they're probably not really friends anymore.
Yeah.
Or like outside of this. So it's like it does make it more tolerable and make you more open to talking to people that
100%.
you're not talking. And I know for me, when I drink, I get like really happy and
Yeah.
laughy, like I'm not an
And I'll
emotional
talk to
person.
anybody.
Yeah, it's like so it just I don't know. It's like if the alcohol does bring out more conversations
Mhm.
between them and make them have fun with these people that you probably wouldn't have had fun with
Yeah.
before. Like I don't
I
know.
know. And I do think that Kyle is still fun. I
I know. I
typically
thought that was not cool, especially because you actively know she's going through
Yeah.
something. So it's like, yeah, she is going to be a little down. She's not
Yeah.
going to be her normal self. It's like it doesn't have to just
But
do with
like
the
on the
alcohol.
Vegas trip, she's going up on
I
stage.
know, like
She's
she's
like
still having
hooting and
fun.
hollering. She's having fun. She's being part of the team and the group.
Right.
But I actually like have really been enjoying Kyle on this
I
season.
know.
And in recent seasons, like I find Kyle while she can be fun, she's kind of boring and she never really like fully will take a stance on things or
I
take
know.
someone's side or fully give her opinion. She's always very in the middle. And this is the first season besides stuff with Kim. Like that doesn't really count.
Well, and
But
it's nice to see her without those
yes, her
people
family.
around.
But she does have a voice, I think. She
I know.
is
I think so
making
too.
her opinion known. She's not just like trying to make everybody happy.
Right.
And she definitely is going through stuff. And I always feel like it is a little like red flaggy when somebody's like, I need my head clear. I'm the
Right.
clearest I've ever been.
Right.
It's like,
Are
are
you
you
okay? I know.
though?
Or it's like
Or
that doesn't sound good.
yeah.
I mean,
Like, but I think for the most part, like this is good for her. And I don't think that she thinks that she had a drinking problem. It was
right.
just like she didn't really want to drink anymore.
I know. It was just like I'm just focusing on, and maybe she is really like going through something and just trying to figure out her life
Yeah.
and doesn't want to be like have a whole season
Right.
on the Housewives where she's just drinking all the
So leave
time.
her alone. And
I
I
know.
like actually commend her that a lot of other people, not just housewives, would go the opposite way and
I
lean
know.
into drinking and be a complete train wreck.
Right.
And she's doing the opposite. And yeah, her working out is a little extreme, people might say, but like it's not unhealthy, you
No.
know?
I agree.
Okay, blah blah blah. Moving on. The stupid gondola singer was just a lame plant, I thought. Not worth even talking about. Oh, just the final thought on the Kyle Mauricio thing. I thought it was weird how she was like dropping little hints that it was because of his work. Like
Yeah.
they're drifting
That's
apart
the
because
like
of his work.
half honesty things
Yeah.
that I don't get. Or it's kind of like, well, he is at work all the time. And now that the daughters are gone.
Yeah, but it's also like you enjoy the lifestyle.
I
Like
know.
I don't blame you.
And then she also made the comments like, I don't really want to go to these things if I'm drinking.
If
Or if I'm
yeah,
not drinking, I
yeah.
mean. And it's like, I don't know. I was kind of like, dang, was it that bad? I don't know.
Right.
Like, that doesn't, I don't know. It just
Just saw
seems like
your old.
she, I know. it's it's clipped onto my finger for
Casually.
those who can't see. Anyway,
Were
yeah,
the
where she's
parties
like,
that
I know, I
unsufferable
was like, dang,
that you
it does almost seem like she was just like feels exhausted from like just being the personality
I
all the
know,
time.
but also I think that shows
She
a
does.
divide in a breakdown in the marriage because
And she's like, I don't want to do it
yeah, she
anymore.
literally
She does
she's
not.
like, yeah, this is for my husband and for his business,
Right.
but I don't want to go.
No,
And
literally. I
that's
was like,
literally
ooh.
just like, okay, so you don't want to be a supportive partner anymore. And
Right.
I'm sure there's like a million and one other reasons that like play into
Right.
that, but it's just like you're checked out,
I
you
know,
know?
and she doesn't seem like she wants to put up the facade anymore of
No.
like the perfect life, perfect marriage,
Yeah.
perfect kids thing. It's like, oh,
But
I
we
don't
also
know,
know
give
it's
me some.
not just about the work thing, so don't blame it on that. And I
I
thought
know.
Dorit was trying to do a good job of like, but can you see the longevity in your
Right.
relationship if you're not wanting to support him in this way?
Right.
Like, valid, you
Right.
know? Anyway, okay, moving on from Kyle. What else is on here? Oh,
Freaking Nate.
I
I can't even
wish.
say it. I want to punch. I don't know where you're about to go, but if I hear one more person say, name them,
Oh my
I'm gonna freak. Did
God.
you watch the Watch What Happens Live?
No, I didn't.
For some reason, my like YouTube TV will record that as part of the episode.
Oh, I wish mine. Well,
But it
actually, I watch
doesn't.
on Peacock.
Well,
So.
it doesn't do it all the time, so I don't know if it only will do it if it's a Beverly Hills housewife
Oh,
with the Beverly Hills episode. Because it hadn't done that in the past couple times, but then Sutton was on there, and Andy would not stop saying, "Name 'em,
I'm tired of
name
it. And
'em,
then actually
name 'em." I was like,
watching it, I'm
"Shut
like,
up."
this was annoying this time, and it was annoying every other
I
time I've
know,
heard
like,
it.
people will not stop saying it. It's like, just shut it.
I know that was completely unhinged.
It
We'll just
was.
skip ahead to that part. And then we can
Oh,
double
wait,
back
what did you
or
did you think what Erica did was
oh,
mean?
okay. Yeah, let's just do that.
Because then that's when then we'll do what Sutton
Sutton did
said.
because yeah, we'll go more chronological. Not really. I mean, I think it took Sutton by surprise.
I know, like, I thought people were kind of like, why was she even mad? I'm like, I would have been a little bit
Well, and also,
mad, especially because you just resolved it the night
right.
before, and now you're bringing it back up. This guy didn't even know anything, and it wasn't about the dancer. I mean, I don't know what
Really,
all
because
she
I kind
said.
of felt the opposite.
You thought it was about the dancers?
I, well, what from Sutton?
Yeah.
No, I think Sutton. Okay, here's my take on it. I think that Erica Jane, like, pulled some strings to get them where they were or just used her connections. It seemed to me when the elevator doors opened and I literally think it was like happenstance because that was just too perfect of timing.
Oh no, I don't think
But I
she.
think the response from the dancers made it seem like they actually were kind of disappointed when they came up to the box at the end of the
Mhm.
show and like no one was there.
Well, and that's the thing too, is we don't know everything that Sutton
Right.
said. So I don't know if Sutton was like, well, the dancers weren't good anyway, cuz when what we saw was just like Erica being like, well, you said
The
the
show
show is
is,
bad or
yeah.
something, and it's like, I don't know if she said that, but we didn't see it
Yeah.
all.
But
So maybe she did.
and I can just see how like if Erica Jane like did hype it up with these her dancer friends, like,
Right.
I'm gonna bring my girls, we're all so excited, we're
Right.
here for you, and then to go up there and hear that 3 out of the 6
Right.
are gone because the one threw a temper tantrum
Right.
and didn't like the show.
Right.
Like, I mean, from their perspective, I can see why it would be like, what the heck? Like,
Mhm.
well, that's I'm not allowing your friends
Mm.
to have special treatment. So, but I think maybe Erica did like kind of twist words around a little bit to just be in more of Erica language.
Right.
And it wasn't maybe exactly what Sutton said. This is what Sutton seriously should have just owned up to it. You're embarrassed. You were too drunk. You
I
were
know that
mad that you
right.
didn't get called up. I get it. Own it and be like, you know what? I had a lot to drink and I just got overly emotional.
Mhm.
And it was stupid. And when I think about it now, it was stupid. But instead, she's like fully leaning into the fact that it wasn't about the pants
Mhm.
and there was something else. And it's like, well, then either tell us what that something
I know,
else was.
definitely. I know Sutton was all over the place
Yeah.
with what she was feeling or whatever. That's why I was like, I don't think she said the dancers were bad like Erica said, but then I don't even know what she was
Right.
saying.
And I mean, she said she didn't like the show, and then she's even like, it was the spread. No, it wasn't the spread eagle. It was the fact that you were upset that you didn't get called up there
Right.
and you wore pants. I mean, that's what it
Right.
was. So, and then I just felt like we fast forward after the elevator gate situation into the part where they're all back in the van to leave. And I just felt like Sutton was acting so childish.
I know. The whole thing was just
And like
it's like shut up.
I don't I guess I just can't get a read on
I
Sutton.
know. Sutton kind of has that, I don't know how to describe it, but that way of almost like they're like on pills or something flighty. I don't want to
Yeah,
make a strong
no,
accusation, but it's like that flightiness where they're like not really there. Like
yeah,
you don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what they're mad about. There's
right.
just like no clear.
And it's just like you're kind of walking on
Right. And
eggshells.
it kind of reminds me, not fully like Kim Richards, but like a little bit of that,
Mhm.
like what is going on here? Like what
Right.
are you on?
I know. It's a little unpredictable.
I know.
And I just felt like her reaction in the van was so
Was that after the
that
elevator?
was after the
Okay.
elevator and they're getting ready to leave and then Dorit is like making I don't know why she even inserted herself into that. That was so annoying. I was
I
just
know.
like,
And then it was like I don't even necessarily like Sutton, but I was like, okay, can you guys just like drop
yeah,
it? She doesn't
just stop talking
get
about
it.
it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like she just doesn't get it. And I feel like I wasn't like feeling bad for her, but I
No,
was
I
like,
wasn't
stop
either.
bringing it up, you guys. You're
Right.
not going to get anywhere with
No.
this. So shut up.
But it annoyed me how I think Dorit came and sat next to her and like put her hand on her shoulder or something.
Yeah.
And she literally was like, "No,
I know.
like, are you 5?"
I
I mean, that's
know.
what a 5-year-old does. Like, can you just? I don't know if I just feel like something else is going on with her, and maybe we're gonna find
Mhm.
out more about this season. But it's just like those reactions don't make sense for the
I know.
situation. And it's like use your words.
Right. Or just if you were still upset about the elevator thing, then she should have just said to Erica, like, that wasn't cool. That, and she started to.
Yeah.
But it was like she could have just said, that wasn't cool. That embarrassed me. And I know I overreact and I don't know why we're talking about it again or
Yeah, like
whatever.
I apologized.
Right.
I am embarrassed. I just I don't know. It just keeps getting brought up and with the rest of the episode like, Erica and Garcelle talk about it
Right.
later.
But then I guess
I think that's natural because
right.
you would do that in a friend group,
Right.
right?
But I also kind of feel like too that maybe just thinking about it now, maybe Sutton should have been embarrassed. But or I mean, she should have got or that was good that Erica like embarrassed her
Yeah,
because she embarrassed
she
herself.
did. I mean, her reaction was absurd.
I
And
know.
she really did. I'm sorry, but if you can't realize that you totally made that whole situation about you, and
I
then
know.
she's
So
even like,
weird.
well, no one had to follow me. Well, if nobody followed you, then it would have been a whole nother situation. You literally stormed out of there,
I
like
know.
looking for people to follow behind you.
I know. After pouting, I don't know. The whole
Yeah,
thing was just. I mean, you already embarrassed yourself. Maybe Erica can embarrass you again. But
right.
I definitely think they still should have like dropped it
But
though, because they
just
weren't gonna get anywhere with her.
I think that the point that Garcelle and Erica made at their little lunch where they're like she just turns what was the wording they
I don't
used? Like
remember.
just like how I said, like she makes a situation completely about her and she just like twists things around so that
Mhm.
she's the main attraction. It's like she does kind of do that. I mean, this was a prime example. And it's like
I
it
know.
doesn't all have to be about you. Like did you not get the attention that you needed as a child? You're
Right.
not getting the attention in a relationship. Like,
Right.
I just I don't know. I don't think she feels confident or fulfilled with herself and she keeps
I
doing
know.
these things.
Does she have? kids?
Yeah, which
Okay.
I didn't really know, but she has 2, I believe,
Okay.
that we never see. So
Oh
I think
wait, I
they're
think I did
older.
know that.
Just to kind of go back slightly, I'm tired of the freaking the bull riding trope.
I
We don't need
know.
it. But speaking of that, I think that Sutton doesn't know how to flirt, and that could be part of her
I don't think
problem.
Sutton knows how to interact with humans. I don't mean that mean. You know what I mean?
Sutton is an
She's I
alien.
know no,
She
just not from Earth. I I've like been around these like
people like that.
people like that where
Yeah.
they're not really here, but they're not really
Or
there.
just like they literally don't know how to talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
But it was even like, when they're at the bull riding place and she goes up on it and they're like, "Oh, that could be your man. Like he's so hot, whatever."
Right.
And her way of, I'm assuming, flirting
Mhm.
is like, "Well, I'm serious. You gotta take it easy on me. You gotta, I'm not kidding. No, don't pick me up and care." I mean, anybody else would have been like, "Oh, well, you better take it easy
Right.
on me now. Oh, you want to pick me up and put,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll hold into your arm." Like,
Mhm.
anyone else would have turned on the charm, and she's just like, "No, I'm serious." But I think that she thinks she's being charismatic.
I know. I don't or it's I don't know. I do think she thinks she's charming, but
Mhm.
it's just too much.
Yeah. And also it's just not charming at all.
No.
Um,
Well, besides that.
yeah. Besides, okay, guys, we are really excited to announce another collaboration with the brand Happy Earth. They make the cutest clothes and they are sustainable and made really responsibly. We are getting an order in soon, so we're really excited to show you guys some of their cute fashions, especially with the temperatures cooling down here in Ohio. For fall, these are going to be so perfect. So they have everything from organic sweatshirts to organic joggers, really cute graphic tees, and the best part about this brand is that they actually give back to the environment. So with every purchase, you are helping to fight climate change, plant trees, and even clean up trash. So for a nice discount, you guys can use Emotional Support Water Bottle Pod at checkout for a wonderful 20% off. That's at happyearthapparel.com. Use code Emotional Support Water Bottle Pod for 20% off at checkout. This is going way back, but can we stop trying to make Oliver a thing? Garcelle's
I
son.
know.
Can we
What?
stop?
First of all, no, he was with his wife, Garcelle. She said that he
Yeah.
was. That's again not
He even admitted that
Rachel's.
he went back and
Yeah,
slept
up in
with
the it's
her.
like I know. I have a
We don't need
I don't
him
need him.
popping up. We
No.
didn't need the flashback to the Vanderpump episode where he's
No.
making out with Raquel. Like, I don't know why we're trying to launch Oliver's career. I know he's had a tough go because
I
of his
know. Put
own
him on
choices.
Summer House or
Yeah,
something. Get him off the
I'm
Housewives.
tired of it. If I have to hear about him or see him one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, now let's go back to the Kyle and Sutton conversation.
That was see, it's just like the way Sutton talks. It's like you I understand why you were mad, but the way you're talking about it makes me mad at you.
But don't you think, I thought, when they kind of set it up with the drink, saying that she's pouring this big drink
Yeah.
with vodka and grape juice at 1 p.m. I'm assuming this is the same day. It could not be. But when she came down those stairs, I mean, she
Yeah.
was literally slurring her words
I
at
know. That's
Kyle
why I wonder if she's mixing
with
alcohol with
pills.
pills.
I know.
Making a very big accusation
I
there.
know.
But she has that way about her
Mm-hmm.
where it's like I don't know. It's that way about her and I can't
Well,
explain
and
it.
this is where
Maybe I'll post some more Sutton on our
I
thing
know we
so
might need to
everybody
go deep into
understands.
this. But it's almost like I can see where she maybe is trying to overcompensate. Like, wasn't it last episode when she talked about her husband and stuff and how she like, or was it the one before where she wants to like show that she can stand on her own and make money to kind of like rub it in his face a little bit. And she's trying to go out there and date. It's not going well. We don't ever hear about her kids, so I don't know if that's a good relationship, bad relationship, in between. It just doesn't seem like Sutton has a lot of things that maybe are making her happy, whereas like the other housewives are a little bit more stable in those ways, and she's searching for them so passionately and it's not working out, and maybe she is turning to some unhealthy coping.
And I mean, she
That's
obviously
huge
went, I
accusation.
know, but I mean, too, just to give her like a little compassion. I mean, it is hard to go through a divorce and like have
and it is hard.
be
I mean,
known for just getting money from your ex-husband.
yeah, and I
It's
don't
like,
know
I
how
get
old
that.
she is, but it's hard to be out
Get back
there.
in the saddle.
Yeah,
and
it's tough, and times are different from
I
when she
know.
was married. I get it. It's hard, and
kids are maybe grown. We're not real sure.
and I
Are
don't.
probably grown.
They're
So it's
probably
like, they
like
don't really
12 years old.
need you.
But
Like,
I also don't think that she maybe is in the right area. Like I think if she moved back down south to wherever, like if she was in
more
South
her type of
Carolina or whatever, I think she'd be fine.
Yeah.
But she's not in the right area.
Mm-mm.
But then that leads into her slurring is possibly drunk. She's not understanding the definition of the word rude when Kyle says she's being rude, and then the name 'em.
I know.
Name 'em. Name 'em. Name 'em. I mean, it literally.
I'm plugging my ears.
Name 'em.
No. I can't do it anymore.
And Kyle like lost her
I know,
mind.
she was
and
like,
then Sutton was like what
She's
other
like,
reaction did you expect?
give you examples. First of all, that's so unfair to do that, like a name them thing. It's like,
and because
I can't
no
come up
one
with
can
it
think
now.
of it.
I know, but Kyle did. I mean,
Yes, she did. I wish she could have thought of more, because I know that there are
more. I know, that's what sucks about that. It's like, don't sit
but
here
she
and
thought
say
of
name
3 right there, which
know.
was, I mean, enough to make a point.
I know.
So I don't know, and that's kind of how
like
that
Kyle
left.
Was just like,
oh, what
bye.
about her insane impersonation of Erica Jane? And I think she thought that that was going to land so well and be so hilarious, but it actually was just like sad to watch.
I don't want to say that Erica Jane isn't monotone, but she's not an excitable person.
No.
So that is not
at all Erica Jane.
Says. No, she just was, and even thinking back on it, she's like leaned over like this, like, oh, this is one of my dancers. She didn't like your show last night. Just like real casual.
Right.
Like, that's the way Erica talks. She doesn't talk like that.
No, she had arms flailing. She was, yeah, that was, I think she thought that was going to be a funny moment. It wasn't, and it went on for way too long, and Kyle was just uncomfortably sitting. She probably was in the mirror before Kyle got there. But yeah, and it kind of
cleaning up the makeup smears because she's so drunk. I don't mean it mean, but
how else do you mean that? In a kind way?
Yeah. She's cleaning herself up.
For her friend to come over. But that's just kind of how that left, I guess. And Kyle was like, I don't think you're okay. And I felt that way too. I mean, I this is where it's like, I'm glad that Kyle is speaking her mind, because and you know what, also Kyle's been down this road with her sister.
I know.
I think she sees more signs than the normal person.
She knows an alcoholic when she sees one.
Yes, she does. And we didn't get a preview. Did you notice that?
I thought we did with Denise.
Oh, but that was like, we've seen that. I don't think that was that new though.
I don't know. Well, it's probably not good.
Is that even going to be the next episode? Wait, does this come out on Thursdays or Wednesdays?
No, this comes out on Wednesdays, but is it coming out this week?
I don't know. Maybe that's why we didn't get a full preview.
It could be because of like Thanksgiving and all that.
Well, I don't have any plans the night before Thanksgiving, so I would love to sit down,
crack open a water. watch Housewives.
Maybe I'll get crazy and make it a sparkling one.
Ooh. Little liquid IV in there.
Gotta stay hydrated. Anyway, this actually is turning out to be a pretty decent season.
I know.
I'm happy with it so far. I didn't know how it was gonna go, honestly.
Me either. And I wasn't even sure if I was gonna watch it, but I am.
But look at us now, recapping every episode. All right, well, should we wrap this up?
Probably.
Our short episode that's almost the same time as our other episode.
Then that's right. We have been sitting in the car the entire time. And I'd like to say this isn't a normal occurrence for us, but we oftentimes sit in the car.
We typically just don't have mini mics. But this is how we thought to start a
the
podcast.
Was our car chat
Yeah.
thing. So it's like we'd like get to one of us' house and we just wouldn't get on the car and just keep talking
for like an hour,
2 hours.
Car running.
And then you'd have like a hand on the handle. And then it'd be like, oh, and then when she freaking said that, and then you like
slowly move your hand.
I know, like, then you're like lifting up your water bottle, it's empty. You're just getting the noise.
And then if we went shopping, you're like acting as if you're gonna gather your bag.
I know, and then you're like combining the bags. You're like, I'm just not gonna have as many to carry.
Oh, do I have my purse? Is my phone in there? Let me just look.
And it's like, let me see if someone texts me. Anyway.
And then it's even like I got out of the car.
Yeah.
But now my hand is on the car.
Standing outside of it, still talking.
So that's why we thought to start a podcast. And it took us...
Fun fact.
It took us years of friendship to finally buy the equipment and start it.
To buy these excellent mini mics. Can you imagine if we would have had these back in the day?
Use these all the time.
No, we should. We bought them.
I know. I wonder if it would be fine if we just clipped
clipped it on.
It probably would have been, and we've been holding it this whole time like idiots. I feel like a newscaster.
I know, right?
Feels good.
It does feel good. Look at what I can do with my hands now. I can leave them right on my lap.
All right. Well, my recommendation, like I already said, would be Heather Gay's book, Bad Mormon. If you have a Spotify Premium, just go ahead and listen right now. And I recommend on 1.3 speed.
Yes.
It's a good speed.
It's always good to speed them up.
Yeah, just a little.
I am going to recommend, I guess, the double whammy, the book and movie of my best friend's exorcism.
Oh.
The movie, I know for sure, is on Prime. It doesn't feel close enough.
We got the Eagle Edge Landing.
It's a fun one. It's kind of like Mean Girls, but like not. But it's like a friend group, and then the one gets possessed.
Is it a new movie or no?
I don't know how old the movie is. And I didn't recognize any of like the girls that were the friends or whatever. But the book was a lot of fun too, and it takes place in like the 80s.
Ooh, what's it on?
It's really fun. The show is on Prime Video.
Oh,
or the movie. I don't know if it's on anything else, but it is on Prime. Which I gotta say, I've been enjoying my mom's account. I even made my own profile.
Oh my goodness!
I got all my to watches on there. That Leighton Meester, the new Christmas movies on there. I want to watch that. Our little player.
I know.
Oh, I was thinking of stuff that reminds me of Thanksgiving, and I feel like Gossip Girl is a good, especially because they have so many good
Thanksgiving episodes.
They do, and even their Christmas episodes are good, and like Friends is a good one to watch. They've got a bunch of those. Also, Beauty and the Beast is a good one to watch.
You think of Thanksgiving for that?
I don't know if it's the big feast.
Yeah, be our guest.
Or even like I always like to watch the Harry Potter movies like around Thanksgiving and
I like
fall.
those for Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas is good too.
This
holiday.
is not about the holidays, but just thinking of shows and like a specific moment from a show. Somebody at work was talking about like a weight loss challenge, and they're like, "Oh, my two coworkers were like, you know what? We need to get that started for after the new year." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then they talked about like a golf thing, and I'm like, well, I won't be playing golf. And then they're like, no, it's not actually golf. It's like
Oh.
I don't know why it's even called this. Maybe it's an actual golf thing and I don't understand probably, but it's like you start with one partner and then it's like you do your weigh-ins and then you get a different partner the next week and it goes on for like 9 weeks. So it's like 9 holes.
Oh.
I didn't really get it. But anyway, that made me think of the Office episode when they did the weight loss and Kelly was like on death's door and they all had to stand on the scale. And that's all I could think of when he's like weight loss challenge. And I'm like, all my coworkers on this giant scale.
Kelly is such a good character.
I know.
So underrated.
I know.
She's got a pretty good book too, just saying.
Do you think that she and BJ Novak are actually lovers?
Sometimes I do,
so
and sometimes
too.
I don't. Have you heard the rumor? Have you heard?
This is exactly what we said. We're wrapping it up.
Wait, this has gotta get out. I cannot not say this. The baby daddy.
Yeah.
Have you heard who that is?
No.
I'm gonna frick up his name. Hold on.
You have got to be kidding me.
I don't want to say it wrong.
You just hyped that up, and now you have to look up the name.
Hold on. I want to
say
it right.
It was BJ Novak for a little bit.
No. Why can't I figure out how to say his name right now? Cuba Gooding Jr. is allegedly the dad.
Why could you not say that?
Because I wanted to say Gouda Cubing.
Gouda the cheese.
Yes. I'm like,
Cuba
I'm not
Gooding
going to.
Jr.?
Is allegedly for sure the oldest one's dad. Allegedly.
Oh my god, I forgot she had 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, wasn't there a scandal with Cuba Gooding
Mm-hmm.
Jr.?
There sure was.
And that could be why she isn't disclosing. Where did you hear that in a blind?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
How would they have even gotten together? Just circles,
I don't know.
maybe? Wow.
Well, I bet if we looked hard enough, he's probably friends with somebody.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense why that was kept secret.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You did not hear it here first. But I did.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Wow. Well,
that's the room.
If anybody has any insight.
Who do you think last thing. Who do you think's January Jones's baby daddy?
I'd like
Nick
to
Vial.
say I would love it if he was.
Anyway.
And he makes all this talk about wanting to be the perfect dad.
Well, maybe he doesn't know.
And it's a Drake situation where he's kept the child's secret. I would love to say John Hamm because that would be like Mad Men heaven.
Mm-hmm.
But
why would it need to be a secret?
I don't know.
Strange.
Especially, she really puts herself out there. She doesn't really put her kid out there.
No,
though.
Not at all.
I
feel like I heard a rumor that could be, but I can't remember who it was. But I don't think I believed it. But
well, if anyone has any insight, January, I know you listen too. So if you want to just DM us,
just let us know. We won't say
it. We support you no matter what. So
anyway,
all right. Well, that was like extended cut. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. You know where they all are.
Everybody's blowing up those turkeys.
Oh, that's why there's more. Yeah, be safe out there. Even though if something horrible happens on Thanksgiving, you'll be listening to this afterwards.
Or it'll be too late.
But But in all seriousness, we're very thankful for our
Yes.
listeners. We'd
We're
love
giving
a
thanks to
few
you.
more of you.
Mom, thanks for listening.
Dad, you don't even listen all the time. You probably won't.
Neither does my dad. Listen, guys, all you have to do is let it play.
And you know what? Like we just said, put us on double speed.
Yes.
And just put the volume all the way down.
Yes.
You don't even have
I
to
know.
listen.
You're not on your phone. You're watching a show.
Yeah.
You're watching Gossip
You're
Girl.
taking a shower. You're cooking. Just
turn it down. Let it play.
Yeah. And then, you know, if you want to get really crazy, give us a thumbs up in the comments.
Give us a little 5-star review.
Yeah.
Action.
Just something.
Actually, our reviews aren't that bad.
They could be worse.
Make it sound.
But we are genuinely thankful for you.
We are.
We wouldn't have this podcast.
We wouldn't have absolutely nothing without you. We'd still be exactly where we are. But you know what? Thanks anyway. For the support.
Thank you. And we'll see you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Bye.